Today we would be discussing the poem After Apple Picking. Now, this poem is written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is a very popular American poet and he has written many poems. And these poems talk about nature. But his treatment of nature is a bit different from romantic poets. He is romantic, of course, but at the same point of time, he's a bit metaphysical, and at the same point of time, he's a bit modern. So, in a way, his poetry is different from other poets who are writing particularly about nature. Now, in this poem, After Apple Picking, as the very title suggests, apples have been picked and how the poet is feeling after apple picking. Now, the poem begins My long two pointed ladders sticking through a tree towards heaven still. Now he has to climb a ladder to pick apples, and this ladder is towards heaven. Now this the very phrase towards heaven still. Now this ladder is towards heaven means whatever he has to do on this earth, whatever he has to do about the efforts or activities, now those activities are almost coming to an end and he is looking towards heaven. And there's a barrel that I didn't fill. Now the barrel is still there on the ground. The ladder is towards heaven, and barrel, which is a container which has to be filled by apples, which is still there. And there are so many barrels which is already filled, and there is still a barrel left. It's still some work left in life to do, and there is still a barrel that I didn't fill beside it, and there may be two or three apples I didn't pick up on some bough. Now, some apples have not been picked from some boughs, and some apples are still left to be picked. So there are so many apples, so many barrels to be filled, so many barrels already filled, and so many apples already picked, and still there are so many apples to be picked from those boughs. Then he says, but I am done with apple picking now. But he says that he's tired of picking the apples and he's almost done. He's almost fed up of, or he's too much tired of picking apples. Essence of winter sleep in on the night, and he could feel the essence, or he could feel somewhere there is a feel that the winters have come, and somewhere he has to find a place where he could sneak himself, or sneak away into sleep, or he could hide himself, or he could cover himself in a sleep. The scent of apples I'm drowsing off, and is full of apples. The sight is there of apples, the scent is there of apples. So he's absolutely sort of full, sort of intoxicated, sort of full of those apples. Apples to see, apples to smell, apples to touch, apples, the juice of apples to drink. And then he says, the scent of apples I'm drowsing off. I cannot rub the strangeness from my sight. Now, strangeness is there. Now is from particular to universal, from universal to particular. So many apples are universal. It is universal fact that there is ripeness everywhere. There are apples everywhere. There is a harvest everywhere, and again this is a very common sight, yet this common sight appears to him strange. So again there is uniqueness, there is uniqueness in, or individuality in this common experience. The scent of apples I'm drowsing off. I cannot rub the strangeness from my sight. I got from looking through a pane of glass. I skimmed this morning from the drinking trough. Now, a trough is again a container, a narrow container, and it is used for giving food or water to the animals. Now, he's saying that I skimmed the morning from the drinking trough and held against the world of hoary grass. Now, this area where he is, it is this it is covered. It was covered with ice, and the ice was removed, and it schemed. It was removed. The ice was removed, and after the scheming this morning from the drinking trough and held against the world of hoary grass. Now I could feel a strangeness, because I could find the grass also very hoary, very wild, or very strange, because the grass was covered by ice, and whenever the ice is removed, the ice comes back. It melted and let it fall and break, but I was well. Upon my way to sleep before it felt and I could tell. Now, this is a strange experience. This experience is between reality and dream. As if, when he's talking of apple picking, we come to know that some real activity is taking place. And when he's talking of his sleep, or when he's talking of his drowsiness, or when he's talking of his tiredness, he's saying, I'm tired of apple picking. And when he's talking of the sleep which is falling upon him, we come to know that he is moving between a real experience and an experience which is going into his dreams. So this poem is almost somewhere moving between a reality and a dream. And we could, this movement itself from reality to dream could be felt by the readers in the form of the poem, the meter used by the poet, because he has somewhere his control of the rhyme, and somewhere he's let the rhyme has left the rhyme loose. So somewhere is control of his actions, and somewhere when he's very dreamy, he would leave the action or leave the dream as leave the dream, or leave the action, and would go back to his sleep. So this is how the whole poem is moving. What form my dreaming was about to take. Magnified apples appear and despair, stem end and blossom end, and every fleck of russet showing clear. My instep arch not only keeps the ache, it keeps the pressure of a ladder round. Now, every time when a person is there on the ladder, he has to keep himself very firm, otherwise he would fall. So he says that wherever he could see those magnified apples, apples here, apples there, and apples everywhere, and sometimes they could be seen, and sometimes they disappear. So this is happening in his dream. It keeps the pressure of a ladder round. It feels the ladder sway on the bow bend, and I keep now bows are all bent with the fruit on them, and I keep hearing from the silla bin the rumbling sound. Oh, and I keep hearing from the cellar bin the rumblings round of load on load of apples. Now the apples are being put in their containers, so there is a rumbling sound of the round apples which are rolling in them, of load on load apples coming in. For I have too much of apple picking, I am overtired of the great harvest I myself desired. There was 10,000 fruit to touch, cherish in hand, lift down, and left fell for all that struck the earth. Now he's saying there are so many 10,000 fruits that struck the earth, no matter if not bruised and spiked with the stipple, means they are spiked. Went surely to the cider apple heap, as of no worth. One can see what will trouble the sleep of mine, whatever sleep it is, were he not gone. The woodchuck could say whether if it's like his long sleep as I described, it's coming on or just some human sleep. Now, this long sleep is sleep of woodchuck, the rodent, and this rodent is going into hibernation, and so is our poet.